Aloha, my friends. Happy eve of the 777 portal that begins tomorrow, July 7th, 2023. Numerologically, whenever we have these repeating number patterns, it does create a distinctive energy. And one reason that it's so powerful for this year specifically is that numerologically, this is a 7-year. So what is the 7 energy all about, and what are some other really powerful astrological events that are happening right now? I am coming to you tonight because there's so much happening today. I took the day to recalibrate and get in touch with nature, kind of ground myself back, because there's so much happening astrologically. Many of you can relate. In fact, because Sirius, the fixed star Sirius, is conjuncting the sun right now, and I just did a short about this, there's so much light waves coming to the earth right now. It's literally like energetic downloads from the light pouring in, and the sun just got even brighter at that moment. And what does that mean? How does it affect us? How might it be affecting you personally? We're going to go into that and what is coming nearby in the next couple of days and months. Tonight we're going to really look at the 777 portal. We're going to look at what does it mean for the sun to be totally conjuncting right in the same position as Sirius, the gateway star of just incredible ancient significance, and some other really powerful planetary activations that are happening tonight that you may be feeling. And it's really interesting, because what I've been noticing astrologically is when we have these really powerful expansions, these openings and these gateways, simultaneously there tends to be some planetary challenges coming at the same time, which can cause us to feel a little confused. It's kind of like this yo-yo effect of rising really high, expanding into the light, and then a contraction, and an expansion and a contraction. So what is happening astrologically? What are you feeling? So back to the 777 portal. So 7 astrologically relates to the planet Neptune. And Neptune is all about water, emotion, intuition, spirituality. It's connected to the higher realms, right? The mystical, heavenly realms, the ocean, our dreams. It's related to fantasy, imagination, all the things that cause us to expand into the higher dimensions. And so this year, numerologically, is a 7. And so this year is really an unusual year. 7 is an unusual energy. It is the God, it's a lot of times related to God or source or creator, to that manifest whole, that oneness energy. And so because this is a 7-year collectively, we're all being asked to return back to our soul connection. Now, astrologically, this is even more amplified by the fact, and I just made a video about this, that the karmic destiny point, which is collectively connected to our collective lesson, growth zone, what we're growing into, how we are evolving. And our collective growth zone sign has gone into Pisces, and it went into Pisces just a couple weeks ago, and it shifted from being in a very strong Aries Martian energy to a very powerful Piscean Neptune energy. So not only is the karmic destiny point in Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune, but numerologically it is a 7-year, and tomorrow is 777, 7/7/2023, which all adds up to 3 7s in a row. So we have another repeating number pattern. Okay, and so what this tells me is that we're being called ever more deeply into connection with our inner self, right? So, and with our creative self, with our inspired self. So if you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you're creative, if you're someone tuned in to these higher realms and you have something to channel and bring forth through you, then source, creator, the energy of all that is requesting that you bring that through, whether that's something in writing, something that you write, something that you draw, something that you perform. Source is requesting that you bring that through, that you allow it to channel through, because Neptune is related to channeling. It's related to the spiritual realms. It's related to the higher octaves of creation. And so we're all being asked to connect more deeply this year to that realm. And so I highly recommend that if you have a meditation practice, that you're really tuned into that every day. If you do not have a meditation practice, this is such an amazing opportunity this year. You're going to be called back to that inner source again and again and again. And so it's super important that we all place attention on this. If you're a yoga teacher, if you're a musician, if you're an artist, get your services out there, because the collective focus with 777 tomorrow, with the karmic destiny point being in Pisces, which is a Neptunian sign, with this year being a 7, which relates to Neptune, this year is all about spirit. It's all about our connection to the divine. It's all about returning to that powerful source connection and sort of stepping away from all of that intense doing energy that, with the karmic destiny point being in Aries for the last several years, we've been in this doing, active masculine energy. And with the karmic destiny point moving into a Piscean yin feminine sign, we're being asked to go more inwards. And so all of that tells me that tomorrow is such a profound time to connect to your soul, to connect to your inner guidance, to connect to what it is that lights you up, what tunes you in, what connects you to source. Get out into nature if you can. Today I took some time and I just went into the creek and the river near my house, and I felt so many cosmic light waves coming through that my guidance said to me, you know what, just ground today, just practice being a pillar, practice being a divine grounding rod for these divine light rays, because on a human level, our mind can't really fathom what we're being delivered, what we're being gifted with, what we're being given. And so it's super, super important to stay connected, to find your roots, to ground into your center, because this is such an amazing activation of the soul and of the spirit. As we rise, as we receive these high light waves from heaven, it's so important that they ground into the earth. And so one thing I really love doing is, and you might be feeling overloaded because there's so many high vibrations, is that you can literally bring yourself to a tree. This is a redwood tree. And you can literally just put your back to it and imagine just allowing any stress or tension to go into the tree and down into the roots. I'm actually going to take you over to an even bigger redwood tree. And this is especially important because we have some other planetary aspects tonight. And this is a huge redwood tree. I mean, look at that. It's huge. And I'm just going to put my back up against this for the rest of this video. I might even sit down and just get cozy. So we have some planetary activations tonight that are pretty intense. And what they are, as well as having the 7-7 portal tomorrow and the sun being in Gemini right up there with Sirius, the ancient dog star that ancient Egyptians related to Isis, Osiris, Anubis, as being one of these gateway stars, that their pyramids even align to this galactic star of Sirius. Whew, we are opening to so much light waves, so much energy coming through. And at the same time, astrologically, we have Mars, the planet of action, Saturn opposing each other in this tense aspect. So opposition is polarity. Polarity creates growth. Mars is about action. Saturn is about structure. And so their being opposed means that our energy, how we express ourselves and take action, is being asked to become more structured and more grounded so that we can create more solid form in our lives. We can bring more discipline to the building of that which we're creating. Mars is in Leo, That's an energy of fun, exuberance, it's joyful, it's bright like the sun. Saturn is in Aquarius, which is all about the community, the collective, the future, planning ahead, thinking long term, utilizing technology. It's much more mental, cerebral, and Leo is much more heartfelt. So in a way, perhaps what we're doing is we're bringing the heart of the lion into conversation with the structure and discipline of the new technologies, Aquarius, so that we can learn how to ground, stabilize, and build a stable foundation for us to express our heartfelt creativity, which is the lion, which is the Leo energy of creativity. And so I really recommend, this polarity can create frustration because the Mars in Leo wants to act, wants to express, wants to be seen, wants to show up and be the life of the party, right? We want to have fun. We want to be playful. And Saturn in Aquarius, however, is like, what's the technology we can use? How can we be structured? How can we be grounded? How can we have discipline? And how can we think more about the collective? Leo is all about self, and Aquarius is all about the collective. It's like a circle of redwood trees, right? They're all working together collectively, creatively, co-creatively, to share in bringing forth this beautiful wisdom of the redwood tree. But they don't do it alone. They do it in groves. Redwood trees grow in circles, right? So maybe we're being asked, wow, the lighting just totally changed, to come into greater communion in our community. So Saturn retrograde in Aquarius could mean that, whenever things are retrograde, it's all about rethinking, reevaluating, reassessing. And Aquarius is large groups. It's the global community. It's our friends. It's our networks. And so with it retrograde, we're being asked to reevaluate who is our community, who are our friends, who do we associate with, right? Are these people still in alignment with us? Do they still resonate and vibrate at the same frequency that we do? Are we in cohesion? So there could be a huge amount of shiftings between now and November, because that's how long Saturn will be retrograde in Aquarius, with our community, with our friend groups, and even if you take this out to the world, with the geopolitical sphere, with our government, with our institutions. Big changes coming in the structure of our lives, of our friends, of our community, our organizations, and our government, right? And of course, this is the year before the election. So right now, because Mars is in Leo, Leo also represents leadership and leaders, right? The kings and queens, those that wear the crown. And it can also represent how we wear the crown in our own lives. And so with that Mars and Leo action, it's masculine, opposite Aquarius, Saturn and Aquarius, there could be some contrast